Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Year of the Dead. Now, this month we are reviewing The Return of the Living Dead.
Probably my favorite movie that we're doing this year.
Yeah.
It's got a lot going for it, okay? It's a zombie movie that's like a kind of a continuation, it's tongue-in-cheek, it's a comedy too. One of the first actual comedies that...
Yeah, we did look it up as one of the first zombie comedies. And probably the first one of note.
Yeah.
Reanimator came out the same year, a little before, but that one isn't as...
comedic. There was comedic
it's not
elements.
As outwardly comedic.
Not like Shaun of the Dead, like, still, like, just... It's a zombie comedy. That's what this is a zombie.
Such a good movie.
And it's so funny. Like, and obviously I got the jacket and I got the vest. This is like one of the quintessential punk rock movies when I was a kid.
Like, this isn't a costume.
This is a way of life. If you watch the movie.
Yeah, if you didn't watch the movie, then you probably shouldn't be watching this review.
It's just like the quintessential this, and like I think we were talking like Salt Lake City punks when it comes to punk movies.
Yeah.
This is like one of the quintessential ones.
And it just so happens to be a zombie movie as well.
Which I think was a reason it was...
Yeah, and
we liked it so
not
much.
only a zombie movie, it technically takes place within the whole Night of the Living Dead universe. The dog's trying to go underneath the camera stand. Alright, she just decided against it. So, I'll just start off, before we go into everything that we definitely want to talk about this movie. Is this technically the best movie in the series that we review this year? Probably not.
I am.
It's my
biased.
favorite, and it is really good. It's very well made. It holds up well.
I love zombie movies. I love comedies, and I love
favorite.
punk rock stuff. So it just kind of was like a whole.
No
trinity.
other movie has all of that you.
No, there'll never be another one.
Yeah, and if they ever remade this, I feel like they would lose the punk aesthetic.
They would.
Which I feel like is actually
like,
means a lot to this film.
And the thing is, you lose because I've seen how they've been kind of doing some of these when stuff's in the public domain, like. They lose a lot of what they were when they try to, because in the end, they just want the name. That's what a lot of these companies, when they're making these movies, they don't care if like with Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, or even Return of the Dead. They just want the name that it's going to bring in there. Doesn't actually want the story necessarily. And there's some people that like, obviously. I love this movie. I'm directing this movie, or the producers like this, and I'm producing this movie, and I want it to be a lot like how it was. So, I think you're right, though. I think they lose the punk rock element, which isn't a big element of it, but it gives it character.
Yeah, and I think that another important thing is, again, we'll get into this more as we review the other movies. I like a lot of the Return of the Living Dead movies.
I don't think there's one I ever like hate.
Yeah, but like none of them are even come close to as good as this movie.
The second one's
none of them have that punk aesthetic.
Yeah,
and I think that's what really set it apart and really made it different.
Yeah.
So, just talking about this movie for a little bit, the basic premise, if you don't remember it or you haven't seen it in a while. This one takes place, and Night of the Living Dead is an event that happened. Now. The movie Night of the Living Dead is a movie in this universe. But that movie is supposedly based on actual events.
It's funny at the beginning of this movie, and like at the beginning of a lot of movies, like any character in this is not, related to a real person. This is all,
it's all a coincidence.
And like in this movie, it's just like all of these people are these people and names are based on real people and names. Everything in this is true.
These are real. Everything.
And it's just like I love that.
This movie just doesn't care, and I think that's the best.
And to be honest, without the punk aesthetic, I think this would still be one of my favorite movies. Just
I think that's just what really sets it apart.
For like, especially for us that were really in the.
But I feel like both the punk aesthetic and this whole zombie comedy.
And I will say that group is the most like punk rock group ever. There's like got some stereotypical punk guys. You got like. Some like mod looking dude. You got like a preppy looking girl. You got like that's the most punk group you could have.
Honestly,
instead of everyone having mohawks and stuff.
There's only one mohawk, but like studs everywhere. But some people are a little more low key. Guys wearing a suit, but like they all bring off that
like Salt Lake City
grimy punk aesthetic.
When what's his name from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, Jason Segal's character. He's like, this is the most punk rock guy here. He's just wearing
just
like
nerdy looking guy.
nerdy looking, and then he gets in the pit and he just destroys people. I don't know. It's such a good movie.
It's just, I feel like they really understood
They understood the assignment.
Yeah, they understood the assignment. They knew what aesthetic they were going for, and they didn't just go, it wasn't just like costume dressing. It actually feels lived in with just the mood they create in.
Actually, one thing we were pointing
out
as we were watching it, everyone's like incredibly sweaty, and it's like nighttime at this point.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it must have been disgusting on set. Like it must have. I'm assuming it was shot on a set and not outside, but I don't know for sure. So I don't think that was just a hey, let's make them all sweaty. I'm gonna spritz them down with a. I think they were like because everybody was just covered in sweat.
So gross.
It was really only that specific scene that you really noticed it.
Yeah, well then after that it makes sense that they're all sweaty because they're moving around. But this is before things happen. So what happens is, with Night of the Living Dead, you know, it's a movie, but it's based on real events. And the zombies in that movie were taken care of by the government by putting them in these barrels. But they lose some of the barrels.
As a government, that's very
it tracks.
Very accurate for the U.S. government.
And these barrels are then sent to like this like surplus warehouse thing, and they just sit there for a long time. And then a new guy's working there, good old Fred, being shown around by Frank. They go down in the basement, showing him this cool barrel. Smack it one time, all the gas comes out.
Gets them
title
both.
Card.
Yeah, the guys, and then the zombie's face in there goes from like pretty normal, look dehydrated person, you know, and it melts, and it was actually a really cool effect. I'm wondering if it was probably some type of wax or something, heated it up and it melted. It was really, kind of reminded me of remember that candle we had when we were little? It was a zombie face.
Oh, yeah.
And you lit it and then blood would like
come down.
It was a lot like that.
But yeah, it was really cool. And
all practical
from
effects.
there,
it was great.
We get introduced to the punks that are just partying in the cemetery.
Yeah, as punk rockers do.
Yep.
We all know.
I think we need to mention Linnea Quigley, who is she's a scream queen that I feel like we've reviewed before.
Butt ass naked.
Yes, she does.
Almost
immediately.
Like it's just like she's sitting there. It's like, you ever think about dying? I think about dying, and then it's like old men grabbing me and eating me, and then I'm like.
Well, then we kind of have the same reaction as like the Miguel Nunez character.
Yeah, he's just like
what?
And she gets all hot and bothered, and then she's like, picture him rip, and you're just like, oh, this is happening.
Yep.
And then she gets naked. She gets up on this like tomb that's got like
dances. Two guys come out with flares to dance around her. That was my favorite part.
And that's something I remember like good from that part.
So anyway, yeah, that's very iconic, and also her character Trash is just very
trash.
Yes, she is very trash.
But yeah, she's pretty. She's trash as trash.
She's very iconic in her look.
And I would say she's probably one of the more iconic characters for people that maybe watch it once. Will be like, remember that character?
You will remember that character if you've seen it once. So, anyways, the Fred and Frank, they call the owner Bert to come over to help fix the problem, and
everything's alive.
Yeah, all these like dead cadaver that they had in storage.
And Fred and Frank are just crashing out.
Oh my god, it's so logical though that they're having the worst day of their life. They don't know what they're doing.
It's like an actual panic. You could tell and then like Bert, and it's funny in the background. I always like look in the background for like hidden messages. There's an eye chart, but if you read it from top to bottom, it's like Bert is a slave driver and a cheap son of a bitch, and I think there's a little bit more, but I didn't.
My eyes aren't that good.
Yeah, it gets really small.
But yeah,
I thought that was funny.
And even when Bert shows up, like the crash out continues. They don't know what they're doing. They cut up the body because severing the head or destroying the brain does not kill these zombies.
Because they're like the movie lied.
And so they eventually decide to cut up the body, take it to this morgue that's in the cemetery to burn it. But once they burn all these body parts, the smoke rises, mixes with the clouds, and then it rains. All the zombies in the cemetery come out of there. And then from there isn't too much of like a hard to follow plot. It's just them trying to survive, bouncing either between the warehouse or the mortuary, and it doesn't end well for almost anyone involved. And there actually is I don't want to say there's people alive by the end, but a good amount of the characters you don't see die.
Yeah.
We'll leave I won't say how the movie actually
If you haven't
ends,
watched it, watch it. It's a phenomenal movie.
But a lot of...
You don't even need to watch Night of the Living Dead to watch
No,
this.
it has nothing.
It has just enough of a reference that you're like, huh, but not enough that you have to watch it. It's great. I love
it's so intense. Like, honestly, the moment the zombie, even before the zombies come out, and they're just like having their crash out in the warehouse, it's so quick and fast. And then when the zombies come, like, it is just bouncing. Like, they have no time to even think. Like, they do interrogate a zombie once just to, like, figure out.
You'll never see that again.
and these zombies talk. This is where the whole
one zombie, like... Oh, I mean, they all talk.
Yeah.
They say brains.
This is where zombies, like, want brains.
Oh, and we haven't mentioned this. The zombie that's in the container that they hit and broke... Probably the most iconic character from this. Tarman. And... that's my favorite zombie of
even
all
more
time.
than Bub. I love Bub.
I love Bub. I love...
He's up there. He's number 2.
Yeah, but it's just like... He's like... It's like rotten face. Just think a zombie covered in tar looking stuff.
Brains!
And they actually called him Tarman in this.
I didn't think they ever name dropped him. I thought
he's
it was
just like
Pinhead.
Brains!
More brains!
He's just got brains. He looks up. He's like, more brains.
And just the way he walks is all like this. He's falling apart. And it's just a great zombie. But not only that, there's so many iconic looking zombies. Like when Trash becomes a zombie, she's pretty iconic. Just the one they interrogate.
Because they make a fake like torso of her because her mouth opens like really wide. I've noticed.
And it's just everything about this movie is iconic because obviously it's all practical effects, and the zombie effects are done really well. Like there's some times where some of the cemetery zombies are just kind of covered in mud, but it works. And then any zombie that's really close up, like it's.
You didn't see this in a lot in any of the Romero's ones, with the zombies come out of the grave, which is pretty cool.
A lot of them are very decomposed too, which is also something you don't.
Some
see.
of them are like almost skeletons.
Yeah, there's literally a skeleton with eyes that comes out of.
So there must have been some brain left in there.
The movie doesn't make sense, but it doesn't need to.
It's a fun ride,
and it knows it doesn't, and it doesn't want to. But yeah, all the zombies are really iconic. Phenomenal. The effects are great. Like even like times when they bite the head of a couple of the punks. I feel it's gory.
I feel like it didn't have a reason to be as good as it is, but it did so.
It just somehow did everything right.
I love it.
So there's not
as
much.
You can tell, like I have a shirt of it. Like this is like one of my favorite movies of all. And like this is the vest. There's a pin on there.
It's
like
it's iconic, and I do think this is my favorite.
Punks,
just
very
my favorite
iconic.
to watch.
And yeah, I probably have more into watching this than even Romero's, and not saying that anything negative about the Romero's. We
won't say that about the rest of these Return of the Living Dead.
Second one I remember I liked.
Yeah, it's good.
And then I start forgetting what happened. Like, what's the second one?
The second one just takes place in a suburban.
Yeah, what's it called? Is it just called 2? Or
Part 2.
Part 2. And then where's Rave to the Grave? I love that. That's my favorite name for like a zombie movie, and it's just like. It's just Rape to the Grave.
And I'm like, we'll get to it.
Yes. And it's just, like, it... I don't think it was probably a great movie, but just the name of it.
We'll let you know. That's the last movie we're going to do.
There's, like, another one that's, like, Necropolis, which is kind of a cool name, but, you know, zombie, but, like, Rave to the Grave, it's like, yeah.
It's so ridiculous. But
I love
this one just... All of this... Every joke to me just sticks, and just, like... The panic in everyone's voice all throughout the entire movie.
We were laughing pretty hysterically throughout it.
It's great.
We do love this
Frank
movie.
Frank and Fred's crash out is probably my favorite.
Yeah, like I didn't actually realize their crash out until, especially Frank. He's just like
poor Frank, man.
Yeah, he's poor guy. Throws himself into a furnace because he's like obviously turning, and he just saw the other Fred turn, and he's just they're at the mortuary with the furnace, and he just turns it on. He like takes his wedding ring off.
It's actually very emotional and had no reason.
And then he just like pulls the thing out, gets in, closes it, and I'm like, that is the most punk rock metal thing I've ever seen in my life.
And he wasn't even one of the punks. Like it's just everything.
He's an honorary punk rocker.
Everything they did about this movie, I think they did right. Now I can see this not being everyone's cup of tea. If you hate the whole punk aesthetic, I still think it works.
If that's not your bag, as you know.
My bag, baby. I knew that's what you were doing.
If that's not your bag, it's still a good movie, and I think you'd like it. If you're more into like the zombie aspect of it and not comedy, it might not be.
The effects are great though, and here's the thing: like when the zombies show up, even though it's really cartoonishly over the top, like it's intense, and like I said before, it doesn't let up.
Send more paramedics. Send more cops. And it's just funny.
It's
They send the
so
paramedics
intense.
because they're sick, and then they get eaten, and then they send another paramedics, and then they get eaten, and then it's just like they keep sending stuff, and
Cops
the
start
second
showing up.
paramedics that show up, one gets grabbed, the other starts running, and a zombie just football
Full-on
tackle.
football tackle. Oh my
Great.
god.
And it was just like, it's funny, then the cops show up, and lo and behold, they get eaten, and then it's like,
This movie is like the best example of like balls to the walls. Like I'm not saying like it's nonstop action. I'm just saying like it's just something is happening. People are going somewhere. They never feel safe. They never have time to just calm themselves down. It's just the anxiety is just going through the roof.
such a good.
I would say I'm trying to think of my favorite kill in this movie. Now they technically can never kill a zombie.
Yeah,
Unless they burn him. So there isn't like a good killing zombie. So I'm trying to think of my favorite.
That's actually funny you think about it. It's not really like
Yeah, it's different. It's so different than other zombie movies. So my favorite one in this, like I love Tarman. So possibly when
he comes out and he just gets whacked in the head and his head just goes flying.
That was
great.
nice. Well, what I was thinking of like when Tarman, like they move the sheet and then Suicide, the main punk
Just bites the top of his
Tarman
head.
just goes brains and just bites top of his head. You can see the brains matter coming out when he's chewing on it.
Super
later.
happy, like
He's just having a time of his life there. But honestly, it's a good one. Even when Scuzz dies, maybe it just felt a little bit better. But he also got his head chomped on.
A lot of women got their heads chomped on.
But yeah, maybe
It
even
wasn't really that bit, like any like arm bites, which you
because they only want their brains.
Oh yeah, that's true.
This movie invented zombies wanting brains, and like they exclusively want brains.
Yeah, because it makes the pain go away.
Yeah, and it's
Both of you care.
mentioning that. Not only do they want the pain to go away, so apparently being dead is painful. Who knew?
I could feel myself right.
And so it's so painful that eating brains is the only thing that makes them feel better. So throughout the entire movie, the zombies, like, they're not like going, oh. A lot of times they're just like screaming as loud as they can. In
Like the first one they really see besides, well, they don't even see Tarman at the beginning after because they're
it's a opening cadaver. And
yeah,
it's
he's
like,
just a cadaver and he wakes up and he's just like
that's not how any zombie movie ever does that. So it's a much different take, and honestly, it's more scary just hearing someone scream in pain than
the zombies aren't slow.
screaming
They run, they sprint.
Yeah, they're very
Such
fast.
a good movie. Watch it.
Yeah, not much more to say than you just need to watch it, and it is. It's my favorite of the year. Unless I don't know, maybe Rave to the Grave is better than we remember. So we'll get to that and let you know.
I think the name is like amazing, because like who is sitting there like Rave to the Grave? That's a great name.
I think it might be the worst Return of the Living Dead, but we'll judge that again.
But name wise, one of the best.
All right. Well, I hope you guys do watch. Oh, we're about to rip this toy. Hope you guys do watch Return of the Living Dead. It is definitely our favorite.
And when you do, send more paramedics.